Hey, welcome back everybody. Today we're going to do something a little bit different instead of actually playing, and maybe we'll do it at the end. A couple of you recommended that I do some kind of a walkthrough of the slot machine itself, show you the insides, show you how to do the settings and what the kind of the pieces of the slot machine. This is an IGT S2000 series, very popular. It's a little on the older side, of course, but they are still all over the place in casinos. A lot of people like these older style machines, and so I don't think they're really going anywhere fast. So another thing that we'll do in this video is one of our viewers suggested that I change the denomination to $1,000. So we're going to do that, and I'll show you how to do that and kind of what the process is. Could be a little bit boring, depends on how nerdy you are, but I think it's kind of interesting. You can kind of see what somebody would have to go through in order to change like the denomination and payout settings and things like that. So first, let me just do a tour of the machine itself, and so I'll answer some questions along the way because there'll be some downtime while we're waiting on things to get programmed and such. So this is my machine, double top dollar. Like I said before, this is an IGT S2000 series. This is the one with the tall glass. They have a short top as well, and this is basically it right here. So let's open her up, and I'll do a little tour on the inside so you can see. So here we go. There's the reels, of course, 1, 2, 3, and here is the cash box. So this is what the casino, when they need to take the cash out, they pull this out here, and it fits all your bills and tickets right in there. It can hold quite a bit before needing to be completely removed. Then this right here is the bill validator. So this is basically has to be programmed to read all the new bills and such. So if any new bills come out, it has to be reprogrammed to handle those new bills, but it also reads the tickets. So nothing more to be said about that. This right here is a little module that I have that allows me to do the ticket in, ticket out. Because this is not in a casino, I kind of had to get a homebrew kit here that allows me to do that. It also has a network port on it, so I can actually hook it up to my network and add credits and such from my cell phone or from a desktop computer. I don't currently have that hooked up right now just because it's kind of hard to run a wire in here. Plus I've got plenty of tickets, ticket in and ticket out. So, and then here is just stacks of papers. They're blank, ready to be put into the printer. I've got one down there that's already been printed out. Basically, that's all to be said inside of here. This box back here is basically just a controller unit where you can hook in various modules to work with the machine. For example, down here, if this was a coin in, coin out machine, you would have a hopper right there with all of the coins. I did have that set up on here at one point, but it ended up selling that to somebody else that wanted it in their machine. So, but this one definitely could have it in there if I wanted to add coins, and that's where it would go, and then it would hook into the back there. Let's see what else. This is the main CPU board, and we'll be pulling that out many times in this video as I show you, how to change out the chips and all that. But this unit right here is basically the brains of the entire operation. So again, here are the reels. You can spin them as much as you want, but they're programmed in certain positions. So whenever we power the machine up, it's going to remember where they were before and line it back up to where it was. Back here is a meter. So anytime credits go in or credits go out, it counts up or you can kind of see it in there. So it keeps a running total of the amount of credits that have come through the machine. And that's good for like auditing and stuff. Now this has a CPU obviously, and it counts all of that stuff down there as well inside of that box, but this is more of an old-fashioned meter so that somebody can open it up and look and see how much credit in and credit out they've got. So if there was a player's card system, it would be in here. That's why it's completely empty right now. I usually have like a little black thing covering this, but I had it open just to get more air in there so it doesn't overheat. And of course this is the collection ticket here. So what I'm going to do is take the back glass off right now, just so you can kind of see what the back of a top dollar looks like. And let's see, let me see if I can raise this here. Just a little bit. There we go. It's not the best tripod in the world, but it works. So I'm going to take Gotta pull out the ticket in, ticket out a little bit so that I can get access to this. Pull this off. And I have to be really careful with this glass because it is one of a kind, and you will not find another one unless you buy an entire machine. So take that off and put it aside here. So now you can see what it looks like behind that glass. Basically, it's just a bunch of LED lights for each of the denominations, the bills on the front. Like this is 1,000, these are the 2x2s, and the 20, the 5, the 10, 50s, 20, 100, and 10 in the middle. And then behind here, move the camera over a little bit, it's just the back of the main board there. And this is fairly empty, but it's basically just a bunch of electrical outlets for say the lamp that's up there, as well as the topper and the jackpot light at the top. All that stuff runs down through here and then plugs in down there. And then there you can see the back of the ticket in, ticket out, and there's a ribbon cable that controls that. So and then you can see this is the readout that shows you, you know, like the amounts and stuff like that. It's kind of falling apart a little bit, but so let me close that back up. I'll put the top glass back on, and then I'm going to show you some board stuff here. Okay, so that's there. Let me put this back in. Push that back in. Okay, so now let me shrink this back down. My cheap Amazon tripod. And let me just, I'm going to just pull the board out here. So I just pull, well, I have to get this, the base pulled down a little bit, and then I can pull the board out. And let me put this on the chair here. Okay, so let's take a look at the board, and I'll show you everything about it here. So this board up here is the Multimedia Board with the sound sim. So this is what controls specifically a top dollar, so all the announcements of the dollars and stuff like that. And I'm going to show you in a little bit how you can actually go and play every single sound that's on there. It's kind of fun. And then there's a couple of chips on here to note. This is the version chip. This controls whether or not it is single denomination or multi-denomination, and it also controls how many credits the machine is. So mine is 3, so this is a 3 credit, and right now I have the single denomination chip in there. We'll be changing that out to the multi-denomination here in a little bit. And then this chip right here is basically the entire brains of the operation. So this specific chip is the double top dollar variant that I have with the latest version that was released. This contains the game play as well as the game percentage, everything. So without that chip, nothing works. I guess it's kind of true for most of it. All this other stuff is just your general RAM and things like that. Button batteries, you know, Verta battery, things like that. I try to keep this very clean, obviously, because as soon as it starts to corrode and stuff like that, that's when you have a lot of problems and it's really hard. Now the other thing of note is this white little switch right here. You can hear that clicking in. That's called the test switch, and you'll see that a little later. That is basically how you get into the settings and everything once the unit is in and powered on. So I'm going to get my tools here, and we're going to switch this out to multi-denomination as well as the changing the denomination to 1,000, which was requested. So hopefully this is a good view here. All right, let me see where my tools. There we go. So the first thing we need to do is take out this version chip right here. And again, before I do this, somebody asked a question about, well, how easy it is for, say, a casino to go in and change the chips so that at night it pays less and maybe in the morning it pays more, that type of thing. Right now I have no safety audit stickers on anything, but inside of a casino, if you were to open this, there would be stickers, basically tamper-proof stickers on top of all these chips that goes across. And if you try to remove that chip, it'll break that seal, and then the next time the Gaming Commission comes and pulls your board and they see that's tampered with, you're in a lot of trouble. So this is not easy. This is not something that they do. And the one thing to keep in mind is that when they order these boards, or when they originally got these boards, it was set at a certain percentage, and it basically stays that way unless they change it. But they have to get the gaming convention, or the gaming commission to come out and authenticate the chips, as well as put their new safety tape on there. And obviously they are not going to do that often. It's just a big long process and a lot of paperwork, as you can imagine. So anyway, so let's get to work here. Let me remove this one here. You have to be very careful with these because they're little pins, and boy will they break easy, or bend easy. You have to be very, very careful with removing them. I've done this so many damn times that it's pretty easy to me now, but when I first started messing with these things, I was bending pins and breaking things, and it was not fun. So I'm putting another version chip in, which is a multi-denomination version chip, so that's going to let us to do that. And the next one now what we need to do is I have to remove the game chip, and I have to put in what is called a clear chip right here. And basically after we do that, we have to put it in the machine and power it on and wait about 10 seconds or so. And basically what that's going to do is flash the memory so that we can start over from configuration. Once you finish with the configuration of these things, you cannot change it without going through this process. So you cannot change denomination, you can't change out payout, you can't change out jackpot amounts, you can't do any of that without going through this process. So it's just something to keep in mind. Okay, so we're going to put the clear chip in there, right there. Check my work. Okay, it looks good. Chip's all lined up. Okay, so now let's go back to the machine. This up a little bit. There we go. And what we're going to do is throw this in here. Okay, push it in, and then there's a switch here for the power, so we're going to turn that on. And what we're looking for are two amber lights to light up down there. That means that the memory has cleared. Okay, so that means we're good, so we'll power it back off. And if you ever end up doing this on your own, never pull this damn thing out with the machine powered on, because things short out so easily. I've gone through so many parts because of shorts. You have to be very, very careful. Okay, so now we're going to go back to the board. Excuse my crazy camera work here. I'm not the best at this thing. Alright, so now we're going to remove this chip. And now we're going to put in what's called a key chip. So now that the memory's cleared, we have to basically tell it, hey, we need to adjust the settings now. So I'll squeeze this in. Again, check my work, it looks good. I'll go back to the machine. Throw the board back in. Now this time it's only going to take a couple seconds when I turn it on, and you'll see the amber lights. Okay, so now I can turn it back off. Pull it back out. Okay, so we've done the clear, we've done the key. Now we need to put the game chip back in. So I will raise that and get my game chip right there. Make Make sure they're aligned correctly with the notch. Stick it back in, push it down, check work. Okay, looks good. Okay, one final time we're going to put it back into the machine. Okay, and then I'm going to mount the tray again, which just means I gotta lift it up, put it back in so that the door will close. And let me flip this up here. And we are ready to power on. So I'm going to press the power button. You see those 1 green light, 2 amber on the board, you're good. And close that. And let me go up again here. Okay, so now you can see, please wait, testing memory. I'm just getting my setup instructions here. I have some specifically for that module, the ticket in, ticket out, that I haven't quite got memorized yet. So I will need that. We're just going to wait for that to finish, and it's going to say RAM error here in a second. Okay, so it says RAM error, so what that means is we have to clear that off. And I do that by turning the jackpot key back. You can't really see it. There, you can see the key back there. So I have to turn that 4 times. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, now it says press the test switch for 2 to 3 seconds. That is that white switch I told you about earlier. So we'll go down here and hold it in. 1, 2, 3, let go. Put it back. It's going to say, please close the main door. So I'll do that. Initializing. So you can kind of tell already this is quite the process. It's not something you're going to see somebody do every day or even every month. Because it's easy enough for me to do. I mean, it takes 15 minutes or so. But I also don't have to worry about the Gaming Commission coming and putting their security tape on. So it's something to keep in mind. And the other thing with the gaming, while this is loading up here, with the game percentage, everybody always asks, well, what's the percentage payback? What's the percentage payback? Well, they vary, obviously, and the casino can set what they want. Certain gaming restrictions restrict to certain amounts. So, for example, in Nevada, I think it has to be a minimum of 80% or higher. I don't quote me on that. I know it's somewhere in there. But for Indian casinos, it can be as low as 65%. So it's all over the place. But the one thing to keep in mind is that the percentage of payback is over millions and millions and millions of spins. It's not something you're going to notice over your lifetime. If you sat there and played that machine your entire life, then you would probably come close to that percentage. Otherwise, it could be all over the place. So it's just something to keep in mind. Okay, so now it's saying call attendant, and this is where it gets really loud. So cover your ears if you're using headphones, or take your headphones off, because as soon as I open this door, it's going to start an alarm. And I have to turn the test switch to turn it off. So here we go. So 1, 2, 3 more times. Okay, you can put your headphones back on. So now it's going to go through the final setup, and it's going to reset the reels back to standard, which is the first, which will be the first number for each. So each of these reels have like 27 positions on it, and so it's going to reset to 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, and you'll see what that looks like basically back to default. So we'll give that a second here, and then what that's going to put us into is the machine setup, and I'll show you how to go through, and I'll first do the setup for the ticket in, ticket out, so that'll work, but then I'll show you all the other things like denomination and changing the sounds and stuff like that. Okay, so it's resetting back. So this is position 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0 all the way across. And now it's going to say key chip config. And it's waiting for me to go through this process. So the first thing we're going to do is set our denominations for our touch panel. And so I'll go into key chip config, denomination, accounting denomination. So this is what are the bill amounts that will be allowed. So I don't know if you've ever been to a slot machine before and let's say you put in a $20 bill and then it spits out like a 25-cent from the ticket in, ticket out. You're like, well, what is this? Well, the reason it's doing that is because the accounting amount was not set up to handle quarters. It's only set up to handle dollars, for example. So we're going to set ours to dollars. So that's the minimum amount, since there's no way to put quarters in here anyway. So I'll go back, that saves it. Now coin denomination, same thing. I'm going to go to dollar. Okay. And now we're going to set player denomination. So this is where we actually set up the denominations that we want on our little touch panel over here. So let's do $1, and then let's say 25 on that one, and then 100, and then somebody wanted 1,000, so we'll put 1,000 as the number 4. Okay, then I need to go back and game selection. So here's where you actually see the gaming percentage. So right now you can see game number 1 on this chip is 95.70%. So this particular chip that I have has no options for that. It is fixed at 95.7 regardless of denomination. However, some other chips have multiple game payback percentages that you can set differently for each denomination. So that's another question that gets asked a lot, is like on multi-denomination machines, you know, what people have always said, and it's generally true, is that the higher denom that you play, the higher the payback percentage is, and that is true. But on multi-denomination, how do they know that the $1 one is the same payback as the $1,000 one? Well, with some chips you can do that, but on this one I have to set the same payback percentage for all of them. So you can see if I go through game 1, game 2, so I set them all to 95%, 0.70%. There we go. Okay, so they're all set at 95. So if I scroll through, you can see the dollar amounts changing. Okay, so they're all set to that. Now I need to go set my touch panel, which is this thing here. So button 1 is that, button 2, button 3. Okay. So that's the denomination settings. The other settings I need to do, I need to go through, set the machine type. It's an upright cabinet. Your options are slant top or upright. And that's really kind of an old setting, but it's so it determines how to pay out the coins, if there were coins. So the next thing I need to do is enable my printer. So now that's enabled. And also I need to set it up as coinless, because it's not going to have coins. There's no coin mechanism in here. Okay, so now let me roll through the other config, which is my which is for my ticket in, ticket out, and this will only take a second. Okay, so key chip config, spin, cash out, bonus menu, cash out, spin, okay, bonus, config 2, spin, system mode, voucher, follows credit limit. Okay, so I am going to exit out of that. You're going to see the real spin, or not. You know, sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. And I need to close the machine. And I need to reopen it. One thing I need to do, I need to plug back in my denomination panel here, so that it lights up. I had that disabled earlier. Okay, so that's going to light up now. And I need to go through and press the test switch once, and this will get me into all the other settings that could be interesting. So This part's gonna, oh, let me run through the ticket in, ticket out real quick and do all that before I get into. Okay, that's good. Set up. Communication options. Okay, so communication options, cash out, spend 3. Okay, so that's all set up. So my ticket in, ticket out will work. Now let me show you some of the fun things. I'm gonna put this over and sit down for this, so my hand doesn't get in the way while I'm doing this. Hey everybody. Okay, so a couple things we can do in here. Machine options. I can set up what the jackpot limit is. So I know in some of my videos, some of you were like, well, wait a minute, that was over $1,200. Why didn't it lock up? Well, you can actually change that. So right now I had it set at $1,000. We know that the default is $1,199 or $1,200, but let's do it up to something big like 100,000, since we're going to be playing $1,000. Whoops, I keep going past it. Since we're doing $1,000, so anything $10,000 or over will cause it to lock up for a jackpot. Sound options, there's so much stuff in here. So game volume, you've seen me change this before, but if I put it too loud, it'll blow the damn speakers out, so got to be careful. You can change the reel spin sound to be on or off. Reel stop sound, so solenoid. What solenoid is, you've probably heard it on some of my videos or in the casino. When it actually stops on the reel, you hear a click, 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 click. It's actually a solenoid that's firing against the cabinet. Sometimes I keep that on, but a lot of times I keep it off because I don't want that part to wear out. So I usually change it to speaker, and you can also change it to none, so there's no sound whenever they stop. So I'll keep it on speaker. Mechanical bell, I don't have a bell inside of here, but I can have like a bell ring whenever you win, but I don't have one installed. Multimedia. So I can change the attract mode, so it's the sound that makes when it's trying to get me to play. Reel spin options, so legacy and preferred. So the difference between that on the double top dollar is legacy is just your typical, your typical casino sounds. Preferred or enhanced is when you hear the music every time you play, a little different tune that plays. So I like them both, but we'll put it on enhanced for now. So hand pay option, you can do the legacy, which is just the dun 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 dun, or you can have it play the music, and I love the music a whole lot more, so we'll leave that. Roll up option, you can have it count up whenever you win, like ding 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 ding, or you can have it play the music. I like the music, so we'll keep it on that. That's basically it for that. For settings, I can turn the bill acceptor on or off. There's a lot of just various things inside of here. Not really anything that's too exciting to go through, but I do want to show you something that's kind of fun. So this stuff is all going to be empty right now, but you can basically go and see how much money has come in and out. But since we cleared the memory, it's all going to be empty. The other thing, history displays, so I can basically see what the last plays were by turning the key, but there's no history right now, but I'll show you that later. It's kind of fun if you need to go back in history to see if somebody's claiming that they got a win and they didn't get paid. This machine keeps a history of everything, and it'll change the reels to match what it was. Tilt, money in, money out, that kind of thing. Here's what I like. So let's see, which one is it? We'll do a sound test. So bonus device. So I can turn the key and press spin, And you'll see what it's going to start doing is slowly lighten up every single LED so that you can test to see if you have any that are out. It's kind of neat. I'll stop the test. I don't want to go too crazy there. Okay, I don't think that one does anything, so let me go back. So here's what we can do, the sound. So I'm going to go through and play some of these for you. You know that one, right? So so there's a loop, the drum roll.
5.
So when it's announcing the dollars.
5, 10, 20, 65.
So they have it for basically every kind of amount.
700.
That could be in
100 and 500 and 800 and 1,000.
So
9,000.
you can see they're all in here. So basically, if there's any dollar amount that it can't announce, it doesn't announce anything at all.
40,000.
Because it's not in there.
48,000.
Oh, there's a lot of them. Let me go through all these here. Get to the other stuff. Oh,
100,000.
So I've hit that one a couple times. Okay, so
Times 2.
you've heard that one before. Now, there's actually some ones in here that I've never heard on any top dollar, but I guess they recorded them.
Times 1.
This one's on one of the top dollars. It's the double top dollar, or top dollar deluxe.
Times 3.
Times 3.
Times 4. Times 5. Times 6. Times 10.
Again, I've never heard those. They just recorded them. So there's the sounds.
First offer. Second offer. Third offer. Final offer. Nice. Oh, yes. Oh, yeah. Boy, you're a winner. Wow. Yeah. Credits. Dollars. 250,000.
So if I can get to some more here that are kind of interesting. So you know that it's the hand pay music. That's when I stop it, or when I turn the thing, take it out. Let's see. So that's the music when you're on the music tones.
You hit the jackpot!
So that one plays if you get the top jackpot on the bonus, which is 1,000 times 2 times 2. So I have yet to hear that one in real life, so I can only hear it through here. So when you hit some wins, like some bigger wins, these are the ones that play. It's like something you hear in a stadium or something. And that's it for those. Okay. Well, enough of all that. So another thing I can do is have it play through all of the amounts that you can win. So you can see that's the top one there. Boy, I'd love to see that one day. Oh, let me turn the key. Okay, let me do that so you can see that one. So basically it's going to play through all the different combinations that it can give from top to bottom. And down here it's just showing the amount in the physical stop. So you can see all the amounts going down. Kind of neat. Okay, let's do some play here, and we'll finish it off with that. We did the $1,000, so my friend, I think it was Adrian, right? Is that your name? I'm terrible with names, so I apologize if that's not it. Wanted us to do some $1,000 plays, so let's do that. Okay, got the lights out. We are on our $1,000 denomination. Let me put a $100,000 ticket in. Okay, 100,000 accepted. All right, let's play. See what happens. Not much so far. Money going fast. That, my friends, is how you lose $60,000 in a matter of 2 minutes, or less than 2 minutes. Don't believe everybody out there that says that you can win easily on slot machines. I won't mention names, but you can probably guess who I'm talking about. That guy is completely full of it. And while I'm ranting, this is my channel, I can rant. I think it's completely inappropriate for him to be asking money to give you nothing in return, except all you're doing is just funding his gambling addiction. There are no secrets. There are no know your machines. There are no I know when it's going to hit. I always win. All that kind of stuff. It does not exist. Believe me, I've been working on slot machines forever. It does not happen. So do not believe him, and for God's sakes, please do not send that fool any money. Okay, rant over. Let's go. Just drives me nuts.
First offer.
So 25 credits, 1,000, that's 25,000.
Second
Or 45,000, excuse me. That's 25,000.
Third offer. Final offer. Nice.
Yeah, I guess 15,000 is nice. Alright, let's keep going. Remember during the setup we had hand pay set at $10,000, $1 or above, so that's why that didn't lock up, for example. But that will. That's 20,000. Okay. Let's try to get that bonus one more time. I know this video is getting long. I'll probably get like 5,000 dislikes. Nobody wants to see that boring stuff. We only want to watch the guy that always wins. All the time. He always wins. He never loses on slots. Okay, let's see. Let me put another... What is it? 99,400. It's kind of weird. And we'll do it. Okay, well, first spin after putting more in.
First offer.
Well, we're not doing that again.
Second offer. Third offer. Final offer. Boy, you're a winner.
Sorry about that light right there. It's my window's right here. It's kind of the middle of the afternoon. So 29,000 that time because we got the cherry with it. Hey, you know, let's play one more until we get to the bonus again. Why not? Another 20,000. Sounds like a big hand pay, but when you're playing 3,000 a spin, it's pretty bad. Come on, top dollar, one more bonus for us. 20,000. That's a little bit better. Three double diamonds would be nicer though. Yeah, and I mentioned this on a previous video, but did you notice during the bonuses where it didn't announce how many credits, like it just showed the amounts on the glass but didn't say anything? It's just a limitation. For some reason, you can only go up to $100. If you go over that denomination, it won't announce anything anymore. I guess they just didn't program that or something. Kind of strange. Guess there's just not that many out there. Excuse me. More money. Put another 100,000 in. We're just gonna play till the next bonus, and we'll call it a video. Whoops. No, it's because I got 400 in credits. Put that one out. Most I can put in is 100,000. Otherwise, it'll kick it out. So we basically gambled away a house and a car so far. And these are high limit slots, 95% payback. That's pretty big. This is what it can be like, guys. It's all luck. The moment you press that button. Now watch, it won't give us a bonus for like an hour. $20,000. Wow. I'll start looking for another cash out ticket here. I'm gonna need it. So the house, the car, the boat's gone. All credit cards are maxed out. Can't get any loans anymore. And 20,000. Not too bad. 100,000. Got something back. I said we'd play to the bonus, so let's do it. Jesus. Yeah, it's definitely on the take here. I know we got that 100,000, but still. Not even a bonus. Dog says it's time to eat. Stop playing that stupid thing. Come feed me. Just wait for the wife to get home. She'll feed him. And then she'll say the same thing to me. Stop playing that thing. Come feed me. Good God. I shouldn't have said one more bonus. Oh, that would have been sweet. Been 320,000. Most of you have fast forward by now. I don't blame you. It does not want to give up the bonus. saw the payback percentage. I'm not making that up. This is what 95% payback looks like. But if you watch my videos, you know it can vary. Some sessions are really, really good. Some are terrible. Some are kind of, you know, break even. It's just the way it goes. And no, there's not a way I can trigger the bonus anytime I want. It doesn't work that way. I can't trigger any payout to come out. There's no way to do that. So yeah, you remember that $100,000 win we got? It's gone. It's gone. Oh, fucking finally. Oh, sorry for my language. Hey, that's what I say sometimes.
First offer.
Now, we didn't wait that long to get 10,000.
Second offer.
Or that.
Third offer. Final offer. Yeah.
Jesus. Well, that's not the way to go out, but we're gonna say goodbye for now because this is a long video, over an hour it looks like. So, all right, guys, thanks for watching as always. I hope you enjoyed this kind of a special video. I know, again, I always say it's not for everybody, but if you enjoyed it, give me a thumbs up, maybe a subscribe, and we'll see you next time. We'll try to keep things fresh. Try something different every time. All right, guys, take it easy.